All right, it is currently 7:50 a.m. on April 3rd, 2024. And not only is this magnified light, I want you to look at it, it's dynamic. So what you're looking at there is through magnified light, just like you see on my bedroom wall. It is literally stretched out onto the floor. And what's moving in the light is the palm trees that are outside of the living room window. The light source is hovering above my living room window right now. And again, that's not the sun. And I will provide for you another vivid illustration where at the same time, at 7:50 in the morning, I am on, again, third party facilitating Omnitrans, where the entity maintained a light source on any and every bus route that I ever got on at all times of the day. This is morning, noon, and into the evening. And that was replete with the entity group stalking by planes and helicopters. And the people of the state were engaging in group stalking on Omnitrans. That is the driver and everybody that was getting on and off of the bus. And that is the demonic activity. That is the patrolling on and off crossing path. While the third party group stalkers that are the people of the state, utilizing again means of interstate commerce. I'm speaking Title 18 language right now, where they were engaged in criminal monitoring on behalf of the state. And they were doing so with the people of the state who were in traffic, and the state that was group stalking by police, fire, and ambulance. The maintenance of the light source over me on any route at all times of the day. This particular route that I was on at 7:50 in the morning was Route 61 at the location of what is the Ontario Airport, turning onto Archibald Avenue. And you are looking at that video that I will upload to the Compare the P.O.C. folder, the light source while I'm sitting on the bus, and you can see it hovering in this same exact manner. It's just that I'm in motion, just like you see on an ongoing basis as I go from building to building here at Alvarado Gardens. No matter how illogical it is, the entity is obsessively stalking with the light source because demons are stalking in the path. That's what group stalking is, and it is criminal surveillance. That's an operation by the government. The government is practicing satanic, ritualistic methods of targeting someone, and it is a matter of what is surveillance. And this surveillance system is done in concert with the people of the state. So you're looking at, first of all, that is not the sun. In other words, I'm referencing what is not the natural environment, where I'm capturing Route 61 at 7:50 a.m., getting on at what is Shiro's Liquor, that's on Holt Boulevard at Plum, and getting on, going past the Ontario Airport, and right at the corner where you turn off of Airport Drive onto Archibald, you will literally see the light source, which is not the same object that you see here. You are being informed, you're learning about what is an entirely unnatural environment that surrounds you, because we have one sun, and this light object that remains over me rising until setting is not the natural environment. It's not the one sun that you are looking at, for example, when you're in the state of Florida. In Florida right now, it is 10:53 a.m. and we are not looking at the same light source. And it's also not the same light source that's hovering through the window of Omnitrans Route 61 at 7:50 a.m. Literally on video, as the bus turns the corner, the light source turns the corner at the same time to remain in that zenith position over my head on the side of the bus that I'm seated on at 7:50 in the morning in Ontario, California. I will upload the bus route of Route 61, and I will upload that video so that you can witness what is the ongoing vivid illustrations and the prosecution of the people of the state who are going to federal prison, those who are living in the direct environment around the targeted individual, which is a matter of criminal surveillance, intolerable with regard to the prosecution of the people of the state. You are witnessing the implosion of a criminal system that's operated by the government, and the government shall not place an American citizen under surveillance, criminally under surveillance, having no probable cause. Let me be clear. The government has no legal basis to place an American citizen under surveillance for no reason. There's no crime that's been committed. All right, the entity is placing a free citizen, an innocent person, under surveillance. That's a crime. It's in violation of, okay, you can think of a couple, but Fourth Amendment comes to mind. The entity is also engaging in what is a violation of your human rights, okay, and your basic fundamental constitutional rights. So I want to be clear, the people of the state are not in any situation where they're present in this specific environment, and this is revealing the condition of those that surround you and the condition of those that are engaging in the criminal system of criminal surveillance. It's group stalking. Group stalking is demonic activity. This is revealing the condition, and it's revealing the criminal system that is underway. And that's how I'm able to capture the supernatural. You have what are palm trees that are blowing in the wind. blowing in the wind, and that's what's making that light that you saw here dynamic, okay? Just like you saw the other day as I opened my front door, and on the ceiling you saw those palm trees appearing, blowing in the wind. That's entirely impossible light activity. You're also going to remember the hours away from now, that it's 7:55. Okay, that was later in the morning. That's another indication of what is not the natural environment. My ability to capture in the same window in the same apartment hours from now, as late as 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 6 hours later, and I'm still capturing the light source as I'm inside of the same apartment, walking downstairs on the same side, and it's hovering over my head, not the natural environment. You also know it's not the natural environment because the sun is not capable of remaining over all of us at the same time and in zenith, no matter what direction you're going, no matter if you stay stationary at one place at one time. That's not the natural environment, and that's absolutely impossible. It is antithetical to the operation of the so-called natural environment and what the sun, how the sun behaves per NASA, okay? At least what we've been told about the natural environment. You're talking about rudimentary understanding of the operation of the sun around the earth, okay? On an ongoing basis. Movement, not stationary, not stagnated presence from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. outside of my bedroom window, okay? That's the pattern of conduct of stalking. The entity is maintaining a specific environment, and you're also looking at the character of this light, where it is appearing on ceilings. It's creating patterns, magnification, seeing leaves through trees, through closed blinds, that's demonic. Seeing shadows above your head, that's demonic. All right, seeing multiple shadows, that's demonic. Seeing your shadow upright, magnified in size, seeing your shadow in the shade, that's demonic. Maintaining presence in your path in this engineered light, which covers the ground, by the way. A third-party group stalkers that are driving on the street and light manifesting on the surface, that's demonic. That's a demon crossing path, okay? Monitoring. On the roads and the highways, this is capturing the impunity of the state. Literally, while you're documenting the people of the state, while you're documenting the state of California, they are continuously engaging in that obsessive endeavor, which has now been exposed, and it's going to be resulting in prolonged time in federal prison and the disbanding of law enforcement agencies that are infected with demons. They are no longer in any position to have a place in law enforcement ever, not in California and not in any state in the United States. Federal group stalking and monitoring shall be the permanent removal from law enforcement, and the people of the state shall, especially those that are living in the immediate environment, this is what the federal law is going to, this is what federal prosecution requires. The people of the state will not participate and facilitate a government's criminal placement of surveillance on an American citizen. And not only have they engaged in this here at Alvarado Gardens, coming onto the property of Alvarado Gardens to participate in the criminal act, I mean, those that are not even related to the property, they're just coming onto the grounds, but yet they're engaging in the same phenomenon, crossing path with engineered light all over the asphalt, all over the buildings. That's attaching, understand, that's connecting what is an ongoing system. It's not based on their name, their race, whatever vehicle that they're driving, whatever logo is bearing, whatever logo is reflected on their vehicle. You're looking at what is demon possession. You're looking at what are third-party group stalkers. All right, and so that's just broadening the ways upon which the people of the state are going to be prosecuted while they're engaging, by the way, in a sex offense. This is documentation and an ongoing admission as to the sex offense that I'm subject to while I'm under surveillance in my private space, while I'm molested by engineered light that's not even naturally occurring, and it's occurring for a criminal purpose, while those who are engaged in an ongoing corporate invasion of privacy directly and vicariously, this is the state of California, which shall be prosecuted as a sex offender. The people of the state are in the shoes of the government. They shall be prosecuted as a sex offender. And I want to be clear, it's not limited to the age of majority. So while the people of the state are with minor children engaging in the pattern of conduct, facilitating it through the engagement in the criminal elements of monitoring via and in concert with minor children, those that are of the age, such as Susana Martinez's daughter, that 14-year-old, I believe was her, she's going to be prosecuted as a group stalker. It's not limited to the age of majority. They act with the a requisite amount of malice and knowledge, knowing exactly what they're doing. And I want to be clear, what they are doing is demonic activity. Demon possession is not limited to the age of majority. You are criminalizing what is demonic activity because this demonic activity is criminal surveillance. And so that will result in a minor participating. Yes, the parent's going to federal prison, criminal facilitation, but that minor child, she's going to be prosecuted because the government is not going to tolerate the people of the state then using their children just like you've seen. That's exactly what they will do. That's exactly what they've been doing. You want to use your children, those that are of age, they will be prosecuted as well. And you're going to federal prison for doing that. And those children, since you want to employ them, you will have them, you want to be a sex offender, you want to be a terrorist, you want to grow up with that criminal record, that's fine with me. That's exactly what justice requires, because that's what they're doing, threatening the lives of American citizens, sexually offending them and violating them, engaging in what is terrorizing conduct, demons under the age of majority, stalking with noise, using the voices of children. Understand how creepy that is. It's supposed to have the appearance of innocence, the sound of a child, but it's entirely wicked and demonic and tormenting, sick behavior in the specific environment. That's deliberate, very highly malicious. All right, everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. All right, it is currently 8 a.m. and this is the maintenance of the light source here. There is no sun that will be visible through any window in any vehicle, by the way, for the duration of Route 61 at 7:50 a.m. I will upload that documentation for you. But you also know on its face that this is not the sun, where you're looking at magnification of light. You've seen my shadow appearing on the ceilings. You've seen the entity create the pattern of the blinds above my bedroom door. You've seen the pattern of the blinds all over the walls, not just during the day, but also at nightfall. 24 hours a day, the specific environment remains, because I remain under 24-hour surveillance. And this is also relevant to what is criminal surveillance that I am subject to in the workplace, for which Todd Speaker is also going to be prosecuted. All right, this is the entirety of that pattern of conduct, the entirety of all that terrorism and harassment by an entity and sexual violence by an entity that is obsessively stalking, that is keeping me under surveillance in the workplace. Any criminal facilitation that is lending your business, that is lending your property and your specific knowledge. I want to be clear, the people of the state know exactly what they're doing. That's how you have the engineered light crossing path, and it doesn't matter who it is. So I want to be clear, but nonetheless, it's not going to be, prosecution is not going to be based on some third-party group stalkers' statements of denial. It's going to be based on the government's engagement in that pattern of conduct on your property. You shall be prosecuted, period. All right, the targeted individual's life is at risk, and there is no competition with some claim of ignorance or lack of intention. The intention is present through the specific environment, period. And everybody is going to federal prison that lives at the facilitating venue. Everybody that is engaging in what is criminal facilitation is a third-party group stalker. It's not only based on relevant positioning, understand that. Any facilitation, any help, any aid that you provide to that government that's engaging in a criminal system of surveillance is facilitation, and that makes you a group stalker. A group stalker has a very serious criminal record as a violent sex offender in the shoes of the public entity. Whether you want to use your company to facilitate, or whether you want to provide your property, whether you want to provide any means, your vehicle, like U-Haul does. The people of the state, not only are they providing their vehicles to the people of the state, U-Haul is the people of the state. Their venues are monitoring, and that's also been documented. It is currently 8:02 a.m. and this is P.O.C. I want you to see the light source. This is P.O.C.